Hey, what's going on, DDO players? Axel here. Today I want to start out talking about a little news, in particular the Twitch announcement that Cordovan made. Also want to talk about Barbarians and Lag, and then I'll finish with a little summary on my character, a little bit of an update. And I'm running some epic 3-barrel cove. I need to farm the wilderness chests. As I mentioned in my last video, I'm trying to get the iron mitts, which are a very nice pair of gloves that drop in Epic 3-Barrel Cove. Probably the best item in 3-Barrel Cove. Definitely I'd say the most wanted item in 3-Barrel Cove. Well, the first thing I talked about is as I mentioned, a little bit of news. Cordovan, I don't know how you pronounce his name. He announced that he's looking for players to stream DDO on the official channel for Dungeons and Dragons Online. And immediately this caught my eye because I just started this channel. I'm really getting into streaming, and I'm thinking about sending him a PM and volunteering. There's one main thing that's stopping me. Well, actually there's two things that are stopping me. The first of which is I've tried Twitch before I made this channel. I actually made a Twitch account and streamed 3 or 4 videos, but I could never get the quality to work. I had a lot of lag when I was streaming live, and that's why I've defaulted to YouTube, and I've gone away from live streams. Now, when I tried it before, the only program I tried was XSplit, which is one of the free streaming programs. There's a few other alternatives. This weekend, I think I'm going to give it a shot, see if I can find one that maybe works for me and my connection. Now, I do use a wireless connection, which isn't the best probably for streaming, but I haven't noticed any lag really on a regular basis in DDO. Well, I mean, aside from the normal lag, but I don't experience any exceptional lag over a wired connection, which is why I use it. And the way my apartment's laid out, it would be a pain to get a wired connection because my outlet I have my apartment's in my other room, and I'd have to run a cord through, well, around my wall. But anyways, that's stopping me. But I am going to try a few different programs. As I said, I tried XSplit earlier, when I first started streaming, as I already mentioned. But there are a few others, and I'm definitely going to give them a shot. And if everything goes well this weekend, I might see if I can get into that, an actual DDO promoted cast. But I'll definitely keep you all updated on how that turns out. The other reason I'm kind of thinking twice is if I were to do that and they were to actually want me to stream for them, I would need to commit to a weekly time, like a specific time, and that's a little hard for me. For my real life job, I travel a lot, and oftentimes I'm staying in hotels where I don't have great connections. So, and I have a lot going on in my real life too. I have full-time job, friends, family, a lot of stuff happening. So it would be making a actual commitment to a specific time would be some added stress. So it's something I'll have to consider this weekend as I think about it. And on that note, I want to thank everyone who's been watching my videos. I know there's been, I don't know, I think I have 9 or 10 subscribers now, which is pretty cool. And I've seen a few comments, and I really appreciate anyone that watches my video because I'm putting a little bit of work into this, and I'm just hoping to really just to provide some entertainment for somebody. I hope someone likes listening to me talk. I hope that what I'm saying is interesting to somebody. And it seems like it is to at least a few people. So even if I don't do the Twitch thing, I'm definitely going to keep streaming on this channel one way or the other. Okay, so that's enough for the Twitch news. One of the main topics that I wanted to talk about today is Barbarians. The developers are going to shortly present their ideas on the enhancement trees for the new enhancement trees for Barbarians. That's what I understand. I don't know when that's going to happen, but they've mentioned that they're going to start a topic in the forums pretty soon. And I just want to give you guys my 2 cents on them today. I have played a Barbarian. I have a Barbarian he's a Dwarf Barbarian. He's level 9 right now, and I don't play him very much. But I played him mainly just because I wanted to see what Barbarian was like, and I didn't like it. But here's my ideas on Barbarians. And there's going to be a lot of different opinions, and my opinion is probably not going to be the most popular opinion. But as I see it, there's 2 directions they could go with Barbarians. They could either give them self-healing, some kind of self-healing, whether that's through a vampiric effect, whether that's through some kind of SLA like they did with Blade Forge or something. Personally, what I want to see happen is I want to see them stay true to what the class has been in the past, and that's been a pure kind of, not this, I don't mean this in a disparaging way, but a dumb DPS class. Just a class that sacrifices everything for DPS. Now, they've got to be survivable enough to actually be playable in epics, which right now they just aren't. But what I hope they do is give them no self-healing, but in return, give them amazing DPS, the best melee DPS in the game, downright, unarguably the best DPS. One thing that I don't like about the game currently is that everything is bring your own heals, and that's great. I don't want to see that nerfed. There's a lot of players who don't want to have to work as who don't want to have to rely on others for healing, and if that's what they want to do, if that's the way they want to build their characters, that's great, and they should have every right to play that way. But I would like to see some kind of group play be viable again. And on that, I'm trying to look for this chest. You guys are probably wondering what I'm doing, just wandering around. There is a chest around here somewhere for that airship. Oh, there it is. Okay. Anyways, back to topic. I would like to see group play be viable again. I don't want it to be required. I don't want bring your own heals to be nerfed in any way. I just want there to be an option, a viable option for those who want to play the classic trinity of tank, caster, healer. And I'm a little biased. I play clerics, and I really enjoy healing others, and it's really what's kept me playing the game, because it's, for me, is one of the real challenges in the game is healing, because every quest you go into, the monsters are always the same, but if you pug, all the players are always going to be different. And if you play a healer and you kind of take on the responsibility of providing backup for people's health bars, you never really know what you're going to get, and that excitement is what keeps me playing. But back on point, I would like to see group play be viable, and to do that, to make Barbarians non-self-healing and to require healing from a cleric or a divine, favored soul, whatever class, they need to give Barbarians a significant edge in DPS over other classes. They have to make Barbarians worth healing. The main problem with the class right now is that Barbarian Rage is just not worth it. There are so many penalties that go along with it. You give up all your casting ability. It's not too significant, but you lose some fortification, I think, and some armor class. But mainly, the casting ability, losing that self-healing ability, is just not worth it. You're giving up all your self-healing as a Barbarian, and you're gaining nothing, really almost no edge in DPS. So if Barbarians are going to make that sacrifice to give up that DPS, or to give up, I'm sorry, not DPS, to give up that self-healing ability, they need to do enough damage to where it's worth it for a cleric to stop doing DPS themselves and to focus on healing. They should do, I don't know if they should do twice as much damage as other melees, but they should do, I would say, at least 50%. A pure 20 Barbarian, I think, should do at least 50%, have the potential to do at least around 50% more DPS at least than any other class. And while that seems like a lot, it's a class I think that should be built to the extremes. You should be giving up. You should be getting a huge asset in huge DPS in return for giving yourself a huge flaw, which is a lack of self-healing and reliance on others. And the other reason I don't want to see Barbarians be given self-healing of any kind, or I don't want to see a 20 Barbarian capable of being raged and healing himself, is we already have that. We don't need another melee class that self-heals. We have plenty of options that support it in so many ways right now. Any melee class, well, let's just start first of all with Blade Forge. You can be a Blade Forge anything and have self-healing because you have the SLA. Fighters can cast Cocoon. They can drink potions. I don't remember if Barbarians can drink like Silver Flame potions while raged. I don't recall. But as for fighters, they can drink potions. They can cast Cocoon. What else can they do? They can be in the Divine Crusader Destiny and cast Consecrated Ground. They have a lot of options. Monks have that. All those options and more. They have Fists of Light, where they can heal themselves through that. Hold on, sorry, this red name. I need to switch on my Death Ward item real quick. But monks have all those options and more. Like I said, they have the Fists of Light, so they can self-heal that way. Plus have all the fighters' abilities. You've got rangers who, get SP. They get cure wound spells. Let me see what else you have. Well, of course, paladins who have a lot of self-healing through lay on hands and SP. They get cure spells. Rogues have UMD. They also have access to all the Cocoon, Divine Crusader stuff, all that they can self-heal with. So if you want to make a self-healing melee, we have that. We have tons of classes you can choose from to do that. And you can either make a battle cleric like I have right now and have a self-healing melee. You can even make a self-healing melee wizard. So there's no reason in my mind to introduce yet another self-healing melee class into the game. If Barbarians were given self-healing, they would be too similar to fighters. I mean, they would just, if they have a basic DPS tree plus Rage just acting as another form of Kensei Power Surge, what's the point of having Barbarians in the game? I want Barbarians to represent an alternate playstyle that could make the game interesting for those who choose to play that way, but still leave tons of options available for those who don't want to play that way, who don't want to play the classic trinity of tank, healer, caster. Those who want to keep playing a self-sufficient character. So I would like to see both options work and be viable, and I think Barbarians staying as a non-self-healing class could do that. And like I said before, I am biased because I love healing. It's my favorite thing to do in the game. I don't get any more of a thrill than when I'm playing in, say, an Epic League quest and I need help with healing. I find it really fun and challenging. And back in the day, even though it's not needed anymore, I used to love solo healing shrouds. That's really fun. Solo healing can be quite the rush. Knowing that often, well, like I said, this isn't this way anymore, but knowing that the success or failure of a raid or a run depends on you can be stressful to some, but to me, I get a big rush out of it. It's what makes this game so much fun for me. And that's why I play clerics or divines pretty much exclusively, because I find the other classes boring, and I think a lot of people feel that way. There's a lot of people who play arcanes only because they are casters, offensive casters only because they feel melee is boring. There's a lot of people who play melees because they feel casting's boring. And I just happen to have the personality of just loving healing, and that's not by any means a popular playstyle in this game. I'm sure, as everyone's noticed, there aren't too many clerics in this game. There's hardly any that are actually capable and wanting to heal, take on the group healing role. And there's even fewer that are like myself, are capable of being both the party healer and at the same time adding DPS. So there's a few things Barbarians are going to need if they do go this route of not giving them self-healing. Now, we can't just not give them self-healing and not make any other improvements because they won't be survivable. Barbarians have to be survivable in Epic Elite. And I'm hoping this is the path that the developers are following. I hope they're following my line of thinking. With their recent announcement, they said they're going to give Barbarians lots and lots of healing amp. And I'm hoping that means they're thinking and along the same lines as I am and have the same opinion that I do. Because a lot of healing amp would give them good synergy with divines. It would be pretty cool if my aura was sitting there, you know, ticking them for 100 whatever while I'm fighting beside them. That would be really neat. But in terms of things we need to give them so they are actually survivable, we need to give them probably some PRR MMR bonuses. Maybe not. There are only medium. Now I'm talking about a pure 20 barbarian. I'm not going to get into all the different forks in the road we could come to with multi-class builds, but it's in terms of just a barbarian, they are definitely going to need a bunch of HP. They're going to need PRR MMR so they can stay alive in Epic Elite. And what else? They're going to need dodge. Maybe build some dodge bonuses into the trees. They're maybe some kind of evasion option. Maybe we have a tree, maybe the Ravager tree, one of the trees can serve as the kind of defensive barbarian tree. Maybe make the capstone, the level 20 capstone evasion. Maybe make that kind of an evasion barbarian tree. I don't know if this would be overpowered, but maybe if it's balanceable, maybe have an enhancement that would give barbarians the ability to have evasion and use it in medium armor. All these are some possibilities, and they're definitely all going to have to be balanced. We don't want barbarians to be imbalanced, which I think they might have gone slightly overboard with paladins today. I don't know. It's still yet to be seen. It's still too early, but they could have possibly gone a little too far because there are an awful lot of paladins out there, and maybe it's just because they're kind of the new shiny. It's too early to tell. But with barbarians, we don't want them to be overpowered, and that's the main thing. So determining the amount of DPS to give them is not something I claim to have the solution to or I claim to know. But I do want to make sure they get enough damage so they're worth healing. Okay, well that about does it for my barbarian rant. So now you know my stance on the barbarians and what I want Turbine to do with the class. And we should see shortly, we should see in the next, I would think, few weeks what path Turbine decides to make. We should see some proposal for the trees, and I hope they stick to this, to my idea, and I really would love to see this implemented. And I'll definitely follow up on what I think about the trees whenever they do come out. I've got a recall here. I don't really want to run back. I'll just reset and see if I can hit some of the first rares again. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about is lag and DDO. And particularly lag is related to the current running Crystal Cove event. A lot of people in the forums are talking about lag, and in general I think it's being way overstated. I don't think the lag is near as bad as the forums would make you believe, and I think often in the forums the problems are overstated because people just love to complain. But I did have a bad experience last night, but up until last night I did not have any bad. The past 2 weeks I've had no lag issues at all, but last night I had a very funny experience. I was running Epic Elite Temple of All with a group, and we just got terrible soul-crushing lag about halfway through the quest, around the named Quell. If you're familiar with Vol, you know what I'm talking about, that named Quell that has huge, ridiculous amounts of HP. About when we got there, we got hit with lag, and we got hit first it started out with lag spikes that were lasting about 30 seconds or so. We would not be able to move for about 30 seconds, and then we'd be able to play again for about 2 minutes, and then we get another 30 seconds of lag. But we had one instance of lag where we were frozen solid for about 6 or 7 minutes straight, where we couldn't move. And then after that, we had another bad lag spike or two where we were frozen for about a minute. And throughout the rest of the quest, we would have 30-second freezes, followed by a few minutes of normal play, and so on. And it took us probably 45 minutes to 50 minutes to finish that Temple of All run because of all the lag. But bottom line, there is some lag issues with Crystal Cove, and there's, everyone knows there's lag issues in DDO, and it's one of the, other than duping, I think it's the biggest issue in the game right now. And while it's not, I don't think it's game breaking normally, it is rubbing some people the wrong way. I think it is scaring off some players. And I would like to see lag talked about more from the developers, but at the same time, I don't know what they can do about it. Yes, they can work on lag, but they're never going to fix lag. There's always going to be lag problems. And this is an old game, and I don't know the state of the servers, but they're probably not the best servers in the world. So I don't know how much they can feasibly do with it. And also, they've got their small development staff. So they only have so much so many resources to work on this problem. I actually recorded a video of it last night, and I was thinking about uploading it, but I probably won't. One thing that helps, and I think I've mentioned this in other videos, but I'll mention it again just in case no one saw it. But if you go to, well, let me kill this elemental real quick, and then I'll show you. Alright, if you go to your options and you go to graphics, right here where it says graphics hardware level, I saw a huge reduction in lag when I dropped to DirectX 9. I was running at DirectX 10, but if you drop to DirectX 9, you should see a big difference in lag. I did, at least. I saw a world of difference. I was getting constant lag running at DirectX 10, but now I'm at 9. I rarely have lag issues. So if you don't have a super awesome computer, if your computer is a little bit older like mine is, I'm running on a HP laptop that is probably about 4 years old now. I don't think this quest is epic. No, I don't have it, so I can't check. Yeah, I don't think they have epic fire caves. But anyways, if you're running on an older system, I would recommend you try that out. Now, if you're on a super awesome gaming PC, then I'm sure you're fine with DirectX 10. But even so, if you're getting lag and you're on a great gaming PC, maybe try it out. Graphically, I haven't noticed much difference running DirectX 9 over 10. So definitely try it. Okay, I guess now I'll move on to my character, how he's doing, where I'm at. I'm at level 26 now. So I'm just one level away from being able to wear those awesome epic orchard items that I've been collecting. And like I said, I've collected probably I've got 2 more to go. I think I've collected, well, about 9 in total, but of the ones I actually want to wear, I've collected two or 3. I'd have to check my final build set. But luckily the only ones I have to go, actually this might be bad actually, both come from the Temple of All. And that happens to be my favorite quest in the chain. So I'm going to be running that a lot. I need to get the boots, Epic Boots of the Innocent, and I need to get the helm. And I'll run it on Epic Elite because it would be nice to get the Mythic helm. Although for my build it's not really that big of a deal because I'm a Battle Cleric. And the great thing about the Mythic helm is it has a +4 Insightful bonus to Strength. But I'm a Battle Cleric, so I have Divine Might, which gives me a Insightful bonus already, so it doesn't stack. So for me, it's not big of a deal. It does. The only thing it would do for me is give me an extra 2% tendon slice. I think it's 8/6, which would, be something. I want to run it on Epic Elite anyway, since the drop rates are probably better, even though I've heard from some people that the Epic Norm drop rates are actually better than Hard or Elite. But I'll run on Epic Elite anyways. I'm looking forward just to being at Cap. As soon as I get there, I can actually concentrate more on making videos. I'm going to make... A lot of you are probably wanting to see more gameplay videos, more Epic Elite solo stuff, and I'm definitely going to be doing that. I'll be putting up more Epic Elite solo videos for sure. Just the reason I haven't is because until I get to Cap, I like to just run stuff on Epic Hard mainly. That way I can just level faster, and when I get to Cap I can start having fun running the Epic Elite stuff. As for Epic True and Reincarnation, probably not going to do it for now. I have Epic Reincarnated this guy 3 times, and the only reason I did that was to get the 3 Martial Pass lives for the 9% double strike. See, let's go to Ghost of a Chance. I'm trying to get to the other side of the map, but the only reason I did that was for the 9% double strike, and I don't think that the other past lives are really going to be... They would be nice, but they're not really make or break. And I also really don't want to go through the grind. I just want to have fun staying at Cap. I don't really care to grind anymore. Just right now. Maybe I'll get bored in several months and want to do a reincarnation. But as for now, I'm looking forward to just having fun at Cap, making a lot of YouTube videos, just playing for fun. So that's what I'm looking forward to do. And there's also a lot of things I want to do at Cap in terms of making my character better. As I've said, I want to get those things from Vol. I don't know how long that's going to take. After I do that, there's other things I want. I would like to get a few of the really neat augments. The Globe of True Imperial Blood that drops from Epic Elite Giant Hold Tour. I want to get that. That's I think it's a +1 exceptional bonus to every stat, and it's an augment. I believe it's an augment. Could be a trinket. I can't remember. But I want to get that. That would be really nice to have for my build. Also, I'd like to farm some level 28 augments. If I can upgrade my Devotion augment, that'd be awesome. The better aura I have, the more survivable my character is, the better healing amp I have. Or the higher spell power I have, the more I can heal my bursts can heal me for, which I depend on this a lot when I'm in tough situations. Because often my heal spell's on cooldown, or I don't use the spell points, and I need to hit a heal followed by a burst to get me through spike damage. And there's a collection of other augments that would be nice to have, like the Crushing Wave Guard one that I believe is from the final quest in Epic Through All Cove, and there's also the Golem's Heart, which I think drops from Epic Elite Study and Sable. That would be really nice to have. And with all this Orchard gear I'm going to be wearing, I'm just going to have an overload of slots to fill. So those are things I'm going to be concentrating on for now. Should be a blast. Can't wait to get to Cap. Just have fun playing and just running Epic Elites and raids just for fun. I'm not a hardcore grinder. I like to play the game. I do grind some, but sometimes I just like to stay at Cap and just play stuff for fun. Alright guys, well thanks for listening. That's gonna be it for the video today. I really appreciate you watching. Leave me a comment if you're watching. Give me a like if you like the video, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for listening.